Live from a satellite, it's Waldo Riviera. Well, due to some technical difficulties and the other computer and blah, 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 we have to do this right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this. But first of all, if I wore a mask, this is the mask I'd wear. But if I don't wear a mask, the Halloween beard is almost completed. It's getting there. Getting real close to setting Halloween. So anyways, there's some other videos, another video that I posted. I'll clear it all up as soon as I get done with this one, because I got to get this done, and I got to go to bed, because it's school day. But also, if you're hot, you're tired, got cotton mouth like de Blasio in the other video, or what have you, have an ice-cold Guinness from Ireland. It's brilliant. Anyway, so what we're going to do here is we're going to play this video live. I'm going to turn the camera around and just do it that way, because the other way was not working the way I wanted to do it. But this is very important. Oh, I tell you, this is an update to my August 21st edition of Michigan versus Sweden in the coronavirus stuff. This is an update on TV tonight that I thought everybody should see, because I kind of called it and I kind of told you so. But let's see what's going on here 3 weeks later, and now that it's on the actual national news. And let's just see what's going on. Okay, let's just see. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to start the video now, right here, and...
The interesting story out of Europe that may have...
There we go. Here comes Tucker.
US. Coronavirus cases surging in many countries over there, but one country seems to be doing fine.
What country would that be?
And what can we learn
Would that be
for
Sweden?
Whatever we're doing isn't working, obviously.
Sweden?
What should we be doing? That's next.
So, what's going on in Sweden? Well, pretty much what I said.
Unlike pretty much every other place in Europe and in Scandinavia, the nation of Sweden didn't shut down its schools. It didn't close its businesses to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Instead,
They are not wearing masks?
To stay socially distant in some reasonable way and to wear masks.
Not really.
Sweden's death rate has dropped to near zero, even as cases
surge
elsewhere in Europe.
No masks.
That raises
No masks.
a very obvious question. Did the lockdowns
This is in April.
more than they helped? Alex Berenson specializes in thinking through tough questions like that. He's the author of Unreported Truths About COVID-19 and Lockdowns Part 2. He joins us tonight. Alex, thanks a lot for coming on. So, very simple question. Do you think, based on the fact pattern we just outlined briefly, that lockdowns hurt the rest of Europe?
Yes. I mean, Sweden's averaging about one death a day for the last couple of weeks. They have 10 million people. Cases have not spiked. Meanwhile, in the countries that locked down hard and early, like Spain, and notably Spain and France,
And Michigan.
those countries now are averaging several thousand to, in some cases, more than 10,000 new positive tests a day, and deaths are starting to rise too. Spain actually had 12,000 positive tests, I believe it was last Friday, which is a per capita rate higher than the U.S. ever had during our worst day. And by the way, Spain, France, and Italy, but especially Spain, had terrible economic contractions in the first half of the year. Sweden's was much less severe.
So did Michigan.
So Sweden got through this, it seems. Now, of course, we're going to look what happens in the fall, but right now things look very good in Sweden and at much less economic cost. And if you look over the last 6 months total,
maybe Gangbang Gretchen should be watching this.
Death rate in Sweden is very similar. It's very much the same as France, Spain, the UK, or Italy. So it's hard to see what Sweden didn't gain from following its policy.
Interesting. So we're trying to be as honest as we can. There are lots of variables between countries, obviously. Are there any big variables between Sweden and, say, Spain that might account for the different death rates?
Well, actually, fewer than you'd think. Sweden has a substantial elderly population. They do have a lot of nursing homes, as Spain does. Sweden actually, the one thing people will say about Sweden on sort of the left who want to attack Sweden is they'll say, well, the other Nordic countries had lower death rates, and that's true. But Sweden is actually, it's bigger than those other countries.
Same size as Michigan.
It also has a somewhat different, overall demographic. It has more immigrants,
like Michigan.
It has more nursing homes than those other countries.
Like Michigan.
Some questions about the way the Swedes treated people in their nursing home early on, to be honest with you. So
Our governor sent him in there as extermination camps.
I was talking to somebody else about this
Murdering
earlier today. And
governor.
It might be a good idea to get Anders Tegnell, who's the Swedish, really the
maybe you should call
epidemiologist
Gangbang
who's in charge of
Stretch
the
and Gretchen.
response, and who, by the way, does what he thinks is best without politics. He's the one who set this policy. Maybe it would be a great idea to have Scott Atlas bring him over and talk to the coronavirus task force and talk to Donald Trump, because we've heard a lot of American epidemiologists and of course famously Neil Ferguson make these cases about how lockdowns are the only way to go,
which is not true.
Hear from somebody on the side.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's interested in hearing more evidence. And I have to say, I just have to pause and smile at the idea the left is attacking Sweden. I mean, if you're over 40, you remember when Sweden was held up as the model for everything. Alex Berenson, a man who's used to irony. Great to see you tonight. Thank you.
Thanks, Tucker.
Well, there you have it, folks. So watch the episode from August the 21st. I'll put it on this. I'll link it into here somehow. Since I'm broadcasting live, and of course somebody's knocking on the studio doors, even though the sign and the red light are up as usual. Luckily I'm just about done with this broadcast. These two police officers that were shot out there in Compton. We all pray for them and hope that they're going to be okay, and that the perpetrators are quickly found and preferably done exactly what was done to the police officers, because it's absolutely wrong. Black Lives Matters and other groups, Antifida and my dirty FIDA, that's what I'm going to call them, they are actually directly responsible for these things. It's a fact, okay? And you're going to see it just in a short time when I broadcast the next show. These are actions that need to be dealt with in a severe and painstaking manner, okay? These actions must be dealt with by the law enforcement agencies, and to take these sons of bitches out that are shooting these cops and ambushing the cops everywhere. It's wrong, and it needs to stop. This is Waldo Rivera. Blue Lives Matter, all lives matter. We'll see you later. And now that I got to go beat up some people that are bothering me, I'm not going to beat anybody. I'm going to yell at them, actually, because they know I'm broadcasting, because they can hear me talking, and they want to beat on my door. So there you have it. There you have it. Once again, folks, we will see you again in just a little while when I go live again.